Oh baby, what do we have here? Uvu. Yeah, that's right. I got 6080s and I got them at a very good price. They are cheaper than EL84s, believe it or not. Check this out. Oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This one, unfortunately, the markings are worn out of, but I'll put a picture here when I had all of these laid out on my floor in my room. These are beauties, absolute beauties. RCA, all of them. 6080s. And what am I going to do with 6080 power dual power triodes? Well, I have an idea in mind. I'm going to build, or at least experiment. I don't think I will actually build, like do a proper build, but I'm going to experiment with an OTL, output transformer less audio power amplifier. And this is a bit interesting because we are now dealing with vacuum tubes running on lower voltages. Now we're not needing 300-400 volts. Now we're dealing with low voltage, high current, at least relatively. And I've got a circuit, and they suggest running the plates at no more than 70 volts. But at a very high current. And if you look at the schematic here, you can see 135 volts is what they recommend. And this is of course a maximum rating. Well, here is the absolute maximum rating, but this is what they recommend. And cathode bias resistor, 250 ohms. But we are not going to be using them in that way. We are going to use this or these 4 6080s I got 4 little babies. Were actually quite big ones. Run these at like 60 or 70 volts, and we're gonna have a cathode resistor for all of them, which is going to be like 20 ohms. Because we are going to pull some serious current through this, and we're not gonna be attaching our load to the plate. We're gonna attach it to the cathode to get even lower impedance. This is gonna be an interesting experiment. I'm gonna try not to call it a build, because it's not going to be a build like per se. It's more of an experimental thing right now. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting because now we're getting into a whole different territory of vacuum tube amplifiers. Now we're getting into very potentially extremely good performing vacuum tube amplifiers, and they're not that easy to build either. It's going to be a bit of a challenge, I think. Yeah, low anode supply voltage, but ridiculous amounts of current. At least for being vacuum tubes. Several amps of plate current. It's gonna be brutal. But so yeah, I have a problem. I don't have a good power transformer. I have this, and this I can use for a heater supply. 6.3 volts at over 20 amps. We're only gonna need about 10 amps, but I think I'm gonna just use this for heater supply. And I tried to... This transformer is not going to work because the output voltage is way too high. This is outputs about 240 volts. This winding up at 30 volts, and I used that for a different experiment here. This transformer not going to function for powering the anode supply. We need a different transformer, something that can supply maybe 100 volts, but at very high current. And we also gonna run into problems with capacitors here. We need good strong filter cap which can withstand some ripple. So I'm thinking about this. And we're gonna need a output capacitor. And I'm thinking about this 2200 mic. This is gonna work perfectly. We're gonna need some more capacitors so that we can, oh my god. We have these things. We could maybe use those. If I can use these, I'd be happy. Yeah, why not? We have a lot of capacitor choices here, and yeah, making the power supply for this is not gonna be easy because we have such a high current demand, and we also need to supply a preamp section somehow. I definitely think there is quite a bit of potential here, if only we can get a power transformer somewhere that can actually keep up with the demand and, you know, stuff like that. It's gonna be challenging. Really, what would be ideal for this? I don't like using switch mode power supplies, but switch mode power supply would be a pretty good option when it comes to this. But yeah, let's see what we can do. And the first step is to acquire a power transformer, and once we've done that, we can go from there. Yeah, this thing here, as I said, it can be used for supplying the heater power. It should be no problems for this thing. So this is useful for that, although it is kind of huge. But yeah, we can use this for supplying the heater voltage, and I think that's probably going to work. The heater current consumption is going to be 10 amps, so yeah, we ain't fooling around anymore. Now we are dealing with proper high current. So yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to take a lot of thick wire and a lot of Wagos for sure. Yeah, exciting times.